Thanksgiving is a paradox for many of us. On one hand, we anticipate joy, the reunions, laughter, expressions of gratitude, and of course, the food. On the other hand, we may feel anxious, stressed, or even fearful, bracing ourselves for judgment, ridicule, or emotional triggers in the presence of family, friends, or neighbors. This is an important reminder as the holiday season approaches. Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, or any celebration you observe, you are under no obligation to spend time with individuals who disrupt your peace, disrespect your boundaries, or with whom you do not get along. This applies universally. Parents, siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, in-laws, friends, coworkers, or extended family. If their presence threatens your emotional well-being, if drama or passive aggressiveness is inevitable, you do not owe them your time or attention. The holidays do not require you to compromise your mental or emotional health. It is entirely acceptable to decline invitations, abstain from gatherings, or refrain from responding to messages, even seemingly innocuous greetings like Merry Christmas or Happy Thanksgiving, if engaging with them undermines your peace. Family connections do not excuse toxic behavior, and neither does tradition obligate you to endure it. Prioritizing your well-being is not selfish, it is essential. It is unnecessary to sacrifice your serenity for the sake of a single day or a superficial sense of obligation. Being surrounded by individuals who engage in gossip, jealousy, or subtle hostility is not worth the toll on your mental health. Firmly maintaining your boundaries is an act of self-respect and empowerment. For those who are single or estranged from family, the holiday season can intensify feelings of isolation. Society emphasizes family togetherness, and when that connection is absent, the loneliness may feel amplified. Many individuals do not anticipate the holidays with joy because they lack a sense of safety, support, or genuine connection. Before attending any event, consider, will this situation honor my boundaries, respect my well-being, or contribute to my peace? If the answer is no, it is not only acceptable but necessary to abstain. Society may question or judge your decision, particularly if your family relationships are distant or strained. These judgments do not diminish your right to protect your mental, emotional, and spiritual health. Finally, be mindful of friends or loved ones who may feel isolated during this season. Give them a call, check up on them. I'm a strong advocate for staying home and leaving toxicity to the toxic people. It's perfectly fine to skip the gathering, after all. The turkey is usually dry and cranberry sauce is overrated. You're not missing out. Treat yourself to good food, cozy up, and watch something enjoyable that isn't holiday related. We must be at ease with spending the holidays either alone or with the family we intentionally choose. We are under no obligation to subject ourselves to unnecessary stress. We do not need to tolerate individuals, family or otherwise, who disrupt our peace or compromise our well-being. We are under no obligation to engage with those who have wronged us or with whom we have irreconcilable differences. During the holiday season, it is entirely acceptable to forego gatherings that feel uncomfortable or draining. If your intuition signals that staying home is the better choice, that decision is both valid and reasonable. It is perfectly legitimate to distance yourself from toxic dynamics and prioritize your emotional and mental well-being. I have no interest in spending time with those who gossip, sow drama, or create unnecessary conflict. Such environments often escalate into tension, and I prefer the tranquility of remaining at home. This principle extends beyond immediate family. Social obligations during the holidays frequently involve toxic interactions, and we are under no compulsion to participate. It is entirely appropriate to prioritize our own well-being over societal expectations or familial pressures. I choose to attend family events on my own terms. When I feel inclined, I participate. When I do not, I remain home without guilt. Also, there will inevitably be gatherings with selective invitations, and that is their prerogative. We need not take offense if we are excluded. Their choices do not diminish our worth. Ultimately, we possess the right to safeguard our peace, establish boundaries, and honor our own needs during the holidays. If toxic or difficult family members suddenly act pleasant around the holidays, that does not mean you owe them access or forgiveness. Understanding why this behavior occurs is crucial because it can be confusing and disarming. Every November, I hear the same narrative. They reached out. They're being kind. Maybe they've changed. While people can change, the timing often tells the full story. Reason number 1, nostalgia. They aren't necessarily reaching out because they miss you. They miss the idea of the family they wanted to believe they had. Holidays encourage people to romanticize the past, even when that past was painful, chaotic, or unhealthy. Reason number 2, image management. The holidays activate everyone's inner public relations team. Some individuals reach out simply to appear stable, loving, or put together. Contact during this season often allows them to check a box without engaging in any real repair. Reason number 3, triangulation. When they cannot or will not communicate with you directly, they enlist others, your spouse, siblings, or cousins, to relay messages. This is not reconciliation. It is manipulation disguised as holiday goodwill. Let me be clear. Just because someone reaches out does not obligate you to respond, forgive, or allow access. You are fully entitled to protect your peace and maintain boundaries, particularly in November and December. So let's say you made the choice to go home for the holidays and spend time with family you might dread. You could have said no and stayed home to enjoy your own peace, but something inside you said, I'll go anyway. And now you're facing the consequences of that decision. Toxic family dynamics often come with heightened expectations during the holidays. Celebrations like Thanksgiving and Christmas carry unspoken rules. You're expected to dress appropriately, speak politely, and participate as though nothing is amiss within the family. Toxic family dynamics often operate under the assumption that the mere passage of time constitutes an apology, expecting you to forget, forgive, and behave as if nothing ever occurred. Yet, despite appearances, you may feel uneasy. Perhaps you've confronted toxic behaviors in the past, or perhaps you haven't. But either way, abusive patterns often continue behind the scenes, and you're expected to normalize them. Meanwhile, the family presents itself as cohesive and harmonious. The truth is often very different. Generational trauma is common in dysfunctional family structures, regardless of how they celebrate holidays or how frequently they gather. They may appear close-knit, but in reality, that closeness is superficial. Most adults are just children living in grown bodies, so when you're around that difficult family member, and you feel yourself getting triggered, the tone, the attitude, the passive-aggressive comments, just let go. Because what you're observing isn't some complicated personality type, it's just emotional immaturity. Emotional maturity is not automatic, it's a learned skill, one that takes time, practice, and self-awareness. And let's be honest, a lot of us were never taught that. When you stop trying to fix people who aren't equipped to handle their own emotions, you stop giving them the power to disrupt your peace. It is an unfortunate reality that a few individuals lacking emotional awareness or empathy can disrupt the entire atmosphere, or at least make the experience taxing for you. And even if it's only your experience, that difficulty is valid. You deserve a Thanksgiving that is peaceful, restorative, and free from undue emotional strain. And both toxic and normal families share one frustrating trait. They ask intrusive, prying questions. It's easily the most annoying part of any holiday gathering, and no one is exempt from it.
So let's talk about the unhinged questions that people might be asked during this holiday season, just so we can mentally prepare ourselves. Like, how's that little business going?
Are you gaining or losing weight? You look different.
How about this one? When are you gonna have kids?
Why aren't you married yet?
Where's your man or your girl?
Why are you not eating? Like, you okay? Why are you not eating? Why aren't you eating meat? Or why aren't you eating fish? Or why aren't you drinking milk?
How much are you making now?
How to answer well-meaning but invasive questions during the holidays.
So, when are you going to be giving me a grandchild? I don't know. See, this is why I can never come home. You ask the most invasive questions like it's none of your business. Oh, yeah, you know what? I'd rather not talk about that right now. It's kind of a touchy subject for me. Why don't you show me what you're doing? Is that the cranberry sauce? So, have you gotten a real job yet, or are you still doing that internet thing? Yep, looking for a real job. What do you mean a real job? It is a real job. Why do you have to be so judgmental all the time? You know, believe it or not, being a content creator is just like running your own small business. Here, let me show you a brand deal that I got paid for last month. So, have we been dating? Do you have yourself a boyfriend? Yeah, I've been going on dates, I guess. That's really none of your business. Oh, we have much more interesting things to talk about and catch up on. How's your work going? So, you and your boyfriend been together, what, 5-6 years now? Are you, planning on getting married soon? I don't know. Yeah, he hasn't proposed yet, and it's a big problem between us, so thanks for making me feel like crap about it. Oh, I appreciate your interest in my life, but that is not something that I want to talk about right now. Do you want to do something else? Do you want to play cards?
Okay, guys, this is how you're going to answer all those uncomfortable, ridiculous, insane, insulting questions that extended family and family friends like to throw around during the holidays. Somebody comments on your weight, asks if you gained weight, asks if you lost weight, says that you're looking like you gained or lost weight. Something that we should never do, shouldn't be allowed. What a strange thing to notice about someone. Full stop. I don't know, Aunt Susan, did you gain weight? Ask it right back. Then they will really reflect on how uncomfortable of a question that is, how inappropriate that is. I don't answer ridiculous questions. Shut it down. Next one. Oh my God, you're still single? How are you still single? Aunt Susan, how are you still married? Why are you single? Why are you married? Like, why are you married? Again, what a boring question. Don't worry, you'll find someone. I'm not worried, I've never been worried. Are you worried? Are you worried, Aunt Susan? Remember, ask them the same question back, which will cause them to reflect on how inappropriate and strange it was to ask you that in the first place. Or, what a weird question. What a strange thing to ask someone. And then if they're like, oh my God, I'm sorry if I embarrassed you. Oh, I'm not embarrassed. You should be, though. You should be. Reclaim your power this Thanksgiving, guys. You've got this.
Here are some practical guidelines to help preserve your composure and maintain your well-being during the holidays. 1. Navigating relationships. Holiday gatherings often provoke intrusive questions, whether from older relatives unfamiliar with your life or from those who feel entitled to know every intimate detail. If you are single, a concise response such as, "I'm focusing on self-growth" is sufficient. If you are in a relationship, simply saying, "I'm happy" is entirely appropriate. You are under no obligation to accept every invitation into a conversation that someone attempts to draw you into. What does this mean? If someone intrudes on your personal life, asking, "When are you getting married? When are you having a child?" or "What happened with the last person you dated?" you are not required to engage. A simple polite response suffices. "Thank you for asking, but I'd rather not discuss that." You can then redirect the conversation with a personal question, such as, "Do you travel? Do you and your husband have a budget for that?" A question like that should keep their mind occupied for some time. You owe no one a detailed explanation regarding your relationship status, family planning decisions, or life choices. 2. Your body and appearance. Comments regarding your body, eating habits, or appearance are often unsolicited and invasive. Such remarks reflect the commentator's perspective, not your worth. You may respond firmly yet calmly. "I'd prefer not to discuss that. I don't find that comment helpful." Then disengage gracefully. Reacting emotionally only reinforces the intrusion. Recognize that your body, appearance, and choices are valid exactly as they are, irrespective of external judgment. 3. Career and personal endeavors. Career conversations can be particularly challenging. Whether you are starting a business, changing professions, pursuing unconventional paths, or facing employment transitions, unsolicited advice or criticism can be disheartening. A measured, assertive response may include, "I'm still navigating my path, and this direction aligns with my goals. I would appreciate support, or at minimum, respect." You are not obligated to justify your choices or over-explain. Maintaining composure and setting boundaries protects your energy while affirming your autonomy. Additionally, avoid oversharing. When asked personal questions, keep your responses simple and consistent, like same old, nothing new. There's no need to offer new or unnecessary details. A brief, neutral answer protects your privacy and maintains your boundaries without inviting further scrutiny. Another critical boundary involves the amount of time you choose to spend around individuals who drain you or with whom you have difficult dynamics. Extended exposure to such environments increases the likelihood of conflict or emotional fatigue. If you are aware of this tendency within your family, establish a clear time limit for your visit. For example, "I'll stay for an hour. After that, I need to leave." Many people experience guilt because they believe they are expected to remain longer or engage more fully. However, being intentional about your time and surroundings is essential for protecting yourself from unnecessary stress and emotional harm. Finally, consider boundaries around your finances. The holiday season can create pressure to overspend or overextend in the name of gift-giving or appearances. It is important to accept your limitations. Overspending, financially stressing yourself, or people-pleasing to meet others' expectations is neither healthy nor productive. It only creates additional strain. Additionally, exercise discernment with the gifts and food you accept. Not everything offered comes with genuine or benevolent intentions. Some individuals use food, gifts, and seemingly kind gestures to influence, manipulate, or place intentions upon others. Some are waiting for your misstep, observing your actions, or cloaking envy or ill will behind a veneer of generosity. The reality is that everything you receive carries energy, especially during the holidays. Food, gifts, and drinks are not neutral. They can transmit intention, whether conscious or subconscious. Not all intentions are benevolent, and not every expression of love is genuine. This serves as a reminder to remain vigilant regarding the people and environments you allow into your life. Your energy is sacred, your spirit is sensitive, and your power extends far beyond what others perceive. Guard your spirit carefully and be intentional with whom and what you engage. Also, during these gatherings, there may be arguments, tension, and offensive remarks. Boundaries are often crossed, leaving you drained and frustrated. Here's the most important point. It is entirely acceptable to leave at any time. You can leave without explanation. Once you're gone, it's okay not to answer calls, to set boundaries, and even to block individuals if necessary. You owe no one an explanation for protecting your well-being. Protecting your time, your mental space, and your resources is not selfish. It is a deliberate act of self-care and preservation during the holiday season. Protect your energy. The holiday season is not merely a time for celebration. It is a time for awareness, discernment, and spiritual vigilance.